So?
Don't do it to yourself.
What happened last time?
Shopping episode.
Okay, want to elaborate a bit more on that?
I got it.
Yeah.
I got a new necklace, and I got what did I say again? I know I got two things.
In actuality, we made it to
and a sword.
Weapon of warning, yeah.
Yeah. And a glowing sword. It does glowing in my personality. Only matters of importance. Okay, go on.
Anyways, so we made it to.
So I like an actual explanation.
We made it to Strago. Got inside, easy enough. And
Perhaps for pronouncing it right.
Yeah, it's because I looked at my notebook. I cheated. Anyways.
You know, you don't have to say
notes
that
is
to
not
me.
cheating.
I know, but I'm honest.
Yeah, you're telling the story.
Anyways, we made it to Strago. Y'all went
We did
inside.
not meet Regis.
You did not meet Regis.
Because his coworker is just like, you don't need to talk to him. Don't worry about it.
If we're being honest, I'm fairly sure those were not his coworkers.
They weren't his coworkers.
No.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, so
Wait,
now that you
whatever.
guys now that you guys are out of Strago, I can tell you, you guys would have gotten a much better discount.
We got a much better one?
A much better discount if you actually went to
Yeah,
Regis.
I
yes.
assumed.
Yeah, I
It's like, hey, don't screw these guys
I mean,
over. And we went with the
If I'm
guys.
being real, like, Mark thought never did about that.
And they were really awesome. They were really nice. For dwarves.
Wow, that's racist.
Okay, alright.
I'm allowed to say that. My mom is a dwarf orc.
That's not.
No, that's like saying I have a black friend, so I can say the N-word. That's a wrong. That's inaccurate. Anyways.
There's a big difference between my mom is an orc and my friend is an orc.
Not really.
Please continue.
Okay, so we got screwed over in some metal, but honestly, none of us particularly care. Because we're all kind of loaded a little bit.
I have
You
20.
said
No, we
that
got it
until
better.
I actually dropped the car, guys.
Yeah, fair.
Not
It's
not
like,
anymore.
So, we got money.
So wait, we would have gotten a better discount as Regis's,
Yeah.
or we wouldn't have?
Yeah,
we
We would
would've.
have?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, remember
Well,
how I
they were nice.
calculated it? I put
It's because
some modifier times the price of gold, and then a profit margin of 50% initially, then 30% after a discount. If you went to Regis, that profit margin wouldn't have existed.
okay.
Like, Regis would have sold it to you at market price. Like, he wouldn't have made any money off it. He would have just given it to you at market price because you know Preston.
Oh, it's really dope.
But you know, you guys didn't actually bother finding him. So
Yay! Anyways. Whatever. Preston's just gonna be disappointed in us. We don't fucking care.
I mean, it's your money. He doesn't give a shit.
Yeah, fair. What was I saying? After that, we went shopping for a few other things. And I got knives, which just completely got wasted in the end. We went to a couple of temples. The Forgebringer one,
Oh god.
it was going fine until...
What are you talking about was going fine? He was leaving.
I was gonna say, excuse me, can we have your time? And you demanded in his fucking temple, stop, dwarf! And it's like,
You literally
there's no
asked,
way that's gonna go.
You literally asked for his time and he was like, no. And he
I didn't
left.
get the chance
So-
to ask for his time.
You asked before and he said no and I said hold
no,
on
this
and it was
is
really
real.
good.
He asked what you brought as an offering, and
Yeah.
empty-handed, and then he thought you were wasting his time.
Yeah.
Okay, fair.
And then I didn't get a second chance, because...
Yeah. To be fair though, I have a very bad tongue. I was not born to be a bard, so continue.
Anyways. And then Marshall got his, like, blessed hammer, and we did get a blessed dagger out of it, kind of. So... Well, not kind of, we did, but...
And the
Semantics.
dagger is in a raw state right now. It just
Yeah.
requires purpose.
Yeah. So... It worked.
To a
Roughly.
degree.
And then when we went to... I'm gonna remember her fucking name. I'm gonna fucking remember.
You say that.
Verusa! I knew it! Verusa. We went to a temple for Verusa.
Rusha.
Verusa, thank you. And talked to a guy who just didn't really want to help us or help the disease either way. He was very neutral. And then I had to take off, so I don't know what happened after that 100%.
So he was kind of like, no, we're not helping, and then we kind of, I don't know if he got to his good or bad side. I think he's just a very neutral kind of guy. And we tried literally everything to get your fucking knife blessed. I even bought one.
Oh, nice.
And because in the end I was just like, okay, So you're not gonna help us, it's fine, but how about we see if the goddess wants to help us, you know, just like bless it, like throw it in her thing, and then it dissolves, so.
Surprise, surprise, the gods will trust those that they deem their emissaries.
Yeah, definitely. So it's like, but you know, it was like, all right, I'm gonna try it, but like no promises. But he gave you this blessed test tunic, so we can get like a sample of it and bring it to them.
It's a jar.
Yeah,
We
yeah,
did
because
acquire something more from him. Do you know what it was?
I don't know, kicking a dick.
It's a
His
a
curiosity.
Oh, how nice. Oh, he should have been a bard, man. Oh, amazing. But yeah. So he was intrigued.
Elder being, I could multi-class.
Yeah, Elder Being's a race, so he could be any class, technically.
Not to Fred, it's a class. He's multiple beings at once.
I mean, she trusted you. She didn't take your powers away.
What are you
Here's the
talking
thing
about?
about trust and faith. They are not logic and reason. They don't have evidence to back it 100%. Yeah, to a degree, yes. But at the end of the day, any cleric asking for a god's help, the gods are entire. This is why Ariana is so humble when she was praying with you guys. She requested it. She didn't demand it. You never demand anything of the gods. That's how you lose their favor. She humbly and simply requested it. And the gods are free at any point to say, I'm not feeling it today, Ariana. I know you've been a good sport, but I'm not feeling it today, champ. Your friends are doomed. And she can't be bitter about it. It's the gods. They do what they want. So, crying out, but I helped you so much in the past years. And I'm like, they can just be like, yeah, but I also helped give you existence and purpose. So, out of this, you still owe me like a bajillion times more than I owe you. Don't you be getting snippety with me.
Don't be getting snippy. Oh my gosh, I need a DD to say that now.
Yeah, so that's what real faith is. Like, you have to trust that the gods are working in your favor and trust that they might help you. Versus evidence of reason where you know they're gonna help you because you have shit to make it happen. Like, I don't know, blackmail money, death
that
threat.
dude's actual name?
Blackmail money and death threat? Okay.
Yeah, but listen, I'm pretty sure JC
I don't think I
doesn't
never actually
fucking
asked
care.
his name, did you?
Nah.
Nah.
A good first step to demanding something
Like,
from
as I
someone
was
is not
driving to
knowing
work,
their
it
name.
popped in my head. It's just like, oh, right. I always forget that step.
Pretty Chedamere?
Hey,
What's
your name?
No, that's just me as Garth.
Oh,
Well, it's
and
both.
Yeah, fair.
at the end.
And then some stuff happened on the way out, apparently. Involving
Yeah.
a yak.
Oh my god. Okay, so here's the thing.
He's
We
an
got
rock.
to the we were like, okay, we're leaving, and he's like, all right, so time for taxes, and we're just like, okay, so how much could we think? And he's like, all right, so you never said anything about magical items, so they will be taxed 100%, which I could have paid. I didn't want to, but then he was like, and I don't know how we came to this topic, but I asked, like, is it illegal to even have a bag of holding on
You
gear?
guys had this.
And he's like,
You guys had this brought up when you guys were buying stuff from Roderick.
yeah, but
You guys-
yeah,
and then I told you like it's literally an illegal item. Only smugglers are like have.
So I asked repeatedly, like, so if we don't hide it, she's gonna lose the bag, and everyone was like, yes, and we all knew you wouldn't let the bag get loose. So I was like, all right, so I'm gonna profit from this. So I hid my magical items in your bag and hid it under Yak's, Shax's main.
Shax, yeah.
Yeah, under Shax's Yak main, and you're welcome. I mean, also thank you, but you're welcome.
Thank you.
So yeah.
I remember the
You-
first
here's
time
your
you
life.
guys described it, you said, oh, we shoved all the magic stuff in her bag and just hid it, and it's like, what the fuck? Chanamir would not be fine with smuggling, and it's like, oh, right. We forgot to mention the illegal part.
She is the smuggler.
Anyways, and then we were just skedaddling? Was that it?
Yeah, you guys are now in the Strago externality, the provincial side.
You're welcome.
You're a robot right now, Adriana, so
Okay.
I understand you.
No, we just left. Yeah, I'll leave for a second. I can still hear you though.
Okay.
Fucking goodness, really. What is this thing? Why? Why does it do this?
I think right around now it's 4 o'clock. So you guys got there around noon. I remember the high noon jokes.
Uh-huh.
Let's see. Walking around Strago, buying stuff, talking stuff. It's like 5. 5 o'clock.
So we gotta set up camp soonish?
You guys are still in Strago.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, let me... So 4 or 5, let me think. Trying to think of how long the conversations lasted. We'll say 4.
Nifty.
Let's go my initial 1.
Oh, hiccup swipe. So it's 4. Gonna write that down.
Around 4 o'clock.
Yeah,
you guys don't exactly have watches, so...
Yeah. Jedamir can guesstimate by sun. Roughly. Anyways, are we just gonna, like, head back and camp in the woods at night, or...?
Up to you guys.
That's why I'm asking them.
I don't mind either way.
I do mind. Because every time we go into the woods, we always end up at Fairyland.
Not always. There's just a oddly high probability.
Yeah, so always.
I'm not gonna make a promise of that, actually. So do you want to stay in town for the night?
Well, considering it would be beneficial to, how should I say it, make the wood into more manageable pieces before we arrive back in town, we may want to find a good camp spot and do that before continuing on.
That is a very good point.
I was about to say, like, if you do that in the middle of, like...
Of a town?
Provincial outpost on Strago, everyone's gonna be like, what the fuck are you doing?
What is happening? Is that a bag of holding?
What is going on?
Don't worry about it.
Hard to live
Yeah,
the city,
they're
no
trying to
take
figure out whether or not what they're gonna do when you guys go out, basically.
Just like the outposts are just like, so give me the bad things we hid. Amazing. Okay.
So let's just head out then.
Yes, let's do it.
Yeah.
It takes approximately like a day and a half, so you guys can not half a day's worth of travel, but like
a bit.
Yeah, a bit of it. So it's better.
Okay. So here's my suggestion then. We should probably head out and after, if we find a good resting spot for our wood shopping activity before our day's travel is up, we might as well take that.
Yeah, that sounds like a plan.
Yeah.
It's like 2-3 hours till sunset.
I mean, we could always travel a bit at night too.
Yeah, like 2 hours. You guys could, in theory.
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay. So I'm gonna require 2 things then, going forward. One of which will be a survival roll from Shadowmere.
Oh, neat.
Ranger's got a range. And then designate someone now to roll a luck.
Ooh!
I'm feeling very lucky today, so
Starting the day off right.
Damn it! I hate this place. I keep getting lost in the twins.
The best made plans, foiled by Chedamir.
We were following a road, so hopefully
Hey,
we
you
don't
hit
get lost.
21s right now,
oh my god, seriously?
as opposed to Aldrich 7. Paris is 14.
I have
Marshall's
28
3.
20s. I have 28 20s, so I still have a positive KD on this.
Yeah, but compared to like other people, your KD's pretty shy.
That's because I'm rolling a lot.
Range has got a range.
Oh, we still have Chedamir's trigger list. I forgot about that.
Well, at this point, like, it's not valuable because you already remember everything.
Yeah, just leave it there for memories, I guess. Ha.
Haha.
That was a bad joke. Anyways.
Die.
Okay, what'd you say the second thing was?
What's up?
What'd you say the second thing was, Crash?
What thing was?
Oh, luck roll.
Luck roll.
Oh, the luck roll? Yeah. So it's a D100.
Get like a very bad luck roll too.
I've heavily updated my random encounters.
Nice.
Who's gonna do it? Donna, did you say you want to do it?
Anyone can do it.
Yeah,
I need one person.
If someone doesn't do it in the next 10 seconds, I will, and that's a bad thing.
Yeah, Dragana's
Well,
not.
yeah.
I'll do this one and you can get the rest of them.
Give me a second, because my PC is starting up.
Okay, we'll just
So,
wait.
you know what? Let's just let Fred roll. He never rolled this.
Well, Garth already rolled, so.
Hey, that's pretty good.
I got a 17.
Well, this is again like one of those things where like higher necessarily
Come
mean
on.
better.
You
or
can't even
worse.
give us that crash. You can't even give us false hope.
I mean, I will tell you shit gets drastically different at the ends of the bell curve spectrum here, but
Garth just rolled without us saying anything.
I mean, he did say that someone has to roll within the next 10 seconds or so. Roll.
Yeah, I'll need a minute, and then it's just like so now you roll us death again, dude. You just
I
you're
rolled
pissing me
17.
So, Dragana, you take the next roll then, yeah?
that's fine.
Is this just gonna be like a cycling duty that you guys are just gonna like? All right, who's next up on the list to roll luck for random encounters?
I did it for like 2 sessions.
Yeah, but
Y'all
look,
got
you rolled a natural 1, and now you rolled a 17, so we're gonna die.
I mean, death is like onto you guys. So let me take a look here. Why the fuck did I put random encounters that require me to do more work? What the fuck was I thinking? Okay, hold
You
on.
have to find it in the book now.
I had to find something in the book, yes. Piss off. Let's see. 1. That's 1. 2. Wait, no. 2. No, okay. So 6.
so bad at drawing, but I'm even worse at drawing ungulagrade creatures.
Wait, shadows count. That's 1. 2. That's 2. 3, 4. Okay. Okay. Whatever. So, you guys are traveling back. Let's open up the map. You guys are traveling back to Sevlis. Come on, roll 20. Work for me. There you go. Yeah, you guys are traveling back to Sevlis. And as we've described, like when you guys travel, like a bunch of mundane stuff happens that we just don't talk about because that's how life is. But one thing of highlighted note is, as you guys are traveling, keeping an eye out for
Allegedly.
allegedly keeping an eye out. Keeping an eye out for like peculiarities and things like that. You do find off to not on the road itself, but still within not super easy visible view of it, but yeah, with your trained eyes, you can make out the glint of parts of it.
Of what?
Well, you guys have to choose to investigate. Again, any random encounter, you guys are free to just ignore.
Yeah, but
It's
glimpse
in
of
the
what?
woods.
It's in the woods itself, not too far off the road.
A glimpse of
So
what?
What do we see from where we're standing?
You
Just
see
something
it-
shiny.
Yeah, something shiny in during like this is honestly like an hour into your trip. Like you guys haven't even gotten that far yet.
No.
Just something shiny from sunset. Multiple
Nah.
things.
Meh.
We've kind of been burned on the forest a lot.
My first instinct is back alley ambush. I'm gonna stone form, and just
Fair.
keep my sword at the ready, because arrowheads, and I will broadcast this to the others discreetly.
Use the little earpieces.
Yes.
Give your comments on you might be getting ambushed.
And then I would like to try and discern whether or not I am correct in my assumption.
Is this
Roll
sort of warning an item that needs like what is it called? Linking to you? Yeah.
I believe it does, but let me check.
I think the only weapons that don't require weapons in armor that don't require attunement are those with just numerical bonuses.
Like, oh, it's a +1 sword or something.
Weapon of warning requires attunement, yeah.
Okay.
That only takes.
We could say that you've attuned to it like on that way down.
Okay, is it blinking?
No.
I'm just gonna say like
I mean,
it's
it
not.
doesn't tell you that like danger is happening. It just wakes you up.
Danger!
Okay.
Can I?
Hand effect. That's funny.
Can
High
I
voltage.
chuck a rock at it?
If you can chuck a rock like a few hundred feet, sure.
Oh, I didn't know it was a few hundred.
Again,
feet.
it's like barely within visible view between the trees and the foliage.
Oh, okay. How far does a short bow reach? Not that far.
You want me to shoot it?
I can't really make out what it is. We should find out though.
You want me to shoot it? I take my crossbow and just like.
Actually, Aldrich, roll me your Arcana.
Shooting it might not be the greatest idea.
You want me to shoot it?
No,
You don't know what. You don't know. You don't know what gives you this sense, but you can tell it's magical just by feel. Whatever it is you're looking at.
I just keep talking Cheddar, just like.
Before you shoot this thing, there's something magic about it.
Nope, we're leaving. And I cock my head.
Don't shoot. It could just be a person with like a, I don't know, magic crossbow or something.
I tell you
that's the thing.
It doesn't like these shapes are too disparate and separate and distant. It's not like they're making the shape of shining armor. They're more like just floating little glints. About the lowest glint is probably like around chest height, and the highest one is like I don't know, like a few heads above you guys.
Nope.
Oh.
I'm
Can
right.
Can I try and sneak up to it?
Marshall, I love you. Marshall runs towards it.
What were you saying, Jagana?
I'm already riding away a few feet.
You're going the opposite way. Marshall's going towards it.
Yeah, you're free to go down the road.
Aldrich, which way?
Going alone is always the way of survivors, right?
I don't want to leave a potential ambush behind us. I want to know what this is.
Fine.
Marshall, roll me your perception as you're sprinting towards it.
I'm so good at these, don't worry about it.
I'm not
You've proven me
sprinting.
wrong on these before, so...
Yeah. Jagana, you, me, and Aldrich are just like riding in the thing while Marshall's just booking it.
For some
We're
reason,
riding.
roll high on train checks. For some
Yeah, it's really peculiar now I think about it. One of the curses of Marshall, I guess, I don't know. So as you run towards it, this is actually not too unfamiliar a sight to you. As you're running towards it, sprinting towards it, like the few hundred feet
Alright.
close quickly. It's not... It's the glint of weapons, but not in the sense that someone's wielding them. It's the glint of fragments of them. Again, you shattering other people's blades and sundering their shields is nothing particularly new to you, so you're relatively familiar with the sight.
I just yell out to the woods. I know you are baiting me right now, but I'm still going to do it.
Alright, I'm approaching Marshall.
Marshall calls out the GM.
I'll approach Marshall if I hear him saying
John
that.
would be proud. And you see, as you guys are getting closer to it, the thing you're actually gazing upon is like something of a standing stone, a tall, oval-line stone just embedded on the ground, sort of stuck there. And it has a flatter, much shorter rock that sort of forms this altarpiece in front of it. And then held together by like little loops to like, so imagine like a lasso sort of deal, so like a circle and then like a dangling leftover rope strand. Dangling from that bottom of that rope strand, so like a fish hook, are multitudes of these little bundles, a bunch of different shattered pieces of like weapons and metals and armors and things like that.
I'm guessing Donaway's with the card.
Yeah, she's good. She's gonna hold position and make sure you guys don't lose your shit while you're running. She'll call if anything happens.
Is it an altar or can I shoot it? I ask with the earrings.
I mean,
I'll does this ping my Fadar at all?
Roll me wisdom. To the best of your abilities, no. It doesn't seem like Fae in nature. It doesn't look like a fairy created.
Story-wise, would I have heard of weird stone altars in the middle of the woods and travelers getting eaten by it?
That's specific, but alright.
Roll me background information.
I really hope you don't.
Curse is a bard, okay? It's
17.
possible.
It is possible. But please don't get it seen by rock.
Altars eating people, there's no particular story for that. There are plenty of stories, especially out here in the Twins, of cult religions and things like that just sort of do shit in the Twins. So this is just one of those sites. Despite how fanatical the Twins is in dealing with fell gods and being faithful worshippers, it is also like the highest place for non-faithful worshippers to live, just because of the isolation value of it.
Wait.
Well, it seems like they're doing it for a reason now.
Seema taught me about cults. Hold on. Seema told me about cults I shouldn't join, so I imagine she told me about some fell god cults. Do I know this kind of shrine?
Didn't we come across something like this before?
No, but Seema told me about the cult, like, because we had a conversation where she was just like,
there are other fell gods that you guys... And those are the ones that Seema told you about. I can tell you that these aren't like this particular monument isn't related to that. You don't see the scrawlings of the world snakes around here. You don't have the celestial imitation for the Starburn Astacia, stuff like that. You don't see the bones, the ragged scraps for the ruined con resembling tears for the Sapphire Forest here. Again, there's more than just the fell gods, you know. And you guys aren't exactly... You guys, as at least non-anti-worshippers of faithful gods, you guys don't have the most extensive knowledge on fell gods.
I will ask Vanadis if she senses anything from...
Someone's asking me if I want donuts.
Yes.
They're asking what sorts of... There's like, who we get half glaze, half chocolate? And then someone's like, I don't know, I feel like all chocolate. And I'm like, fuck yeah! I don't need no glaze, give me the chocolate. Anyways, though, in terms of Vanadis, you summon her forth?
Yes.
So, you call out to your bladed passenger. I don't know what to describe her as. She's many things. You call out to her, and she coalesces into existence in the same manner that she always has, in a subservient bow before you. But there's something peculiar to when she forms, and she still continues being as she is normally, but you can sort of see, well, it's very obvious to you, like she sort of flickers. It's like static on a TV program back in the day, like a shitty hologram. I don't know. She doesn't seem that she notices this. She continues as is.
I will ask her about it. I will ask, can you hear me all right? You seem distant.
She responds with sort of an echoey after effect. I don't know what you're speaking of, ruler. I feel fine. She sounds distant.
When you appeared, your image flickered and you sound further away than normal.
She looks down at her own. I assure you, I feel fine.
I will take a few steps away from the altar toward the cart to see if her state continues.
It's again, like you're like, it's not like this is just off on the side of the road. This is like deep, like a bit into the woods, like a few hundred feet. So you step closer back to the road. and her flickering, she follows you, and her flickering like form still flickers, but not as much. Not to the same severity.
He's like walking to and fro. Can I see if any of these weapons look salvageable?
Roll me an investigation.
Go, Marshall, I believe in you.
Yep.
-1 int, let's go.
Get on that.
Yes.
Hold on, let me... So, as you're like looking around, you actually see like there's a bunch of like shards of like blades and things like that on the altarpiece, and obviously these are the most accessible. They're not tied down or anything or whatnot. So you sort of begin looking it over, just sort of inquiring on it. You see like even like the not the fragment, but like a broken hilt, like handguard and all that. There, and you just again you're just investigating, looking at it, you pick it up. No, just kidding. You pick it up, and then like you examine it. It's like, some pretty decent leather on this hilt. It's not bad. It's like it's pretty good. And then, as you're like, just sort of feeling the weight of it, just like the palm was a bit too heavy. This doesn't seem like a great sword size thing, so I don't know why the palm was like this. It just feels weird. And it's sort of just examining it by feel, and then as you do so, you notice that some of the shards on the altarpiece, like tremble and quiver as you move it.
Just look at the hilt and the blade. And...
There's like to put this in perspective, the amount of shards on this altarpiece is probably enough to like. It's as if I took like several swords and just shatter them like glass on the altarpiece, and then just sort of jumble them together like a really shitty jigsaw puzzle. So not all the pieces on the altarpiece are moving, only some of them. And then, just so you know.
Okay, yeah, I would move the hilt over there towards it.
So you hold it over, and then it's like running a magnet against like its polar opposite. Like the shard just slide, shoving out some of their broken kin, I guess.
Do they start to move towards the hilt?
No, they move like away from it. So it's like two of the same ends on a magnet.
Ah.
So like.
Since he's
know
moving,
how a magnet works.
he's moving the sword from the stone, right?
What's up?
He's moving the sword from the stone that was on it.
I mean, it's not a full sword, but yes, it's
the
like the hilt of it.
Yeah. Okay. So if he comes close to me, I would just like touch it as it's close to me, just like to whap it away and cast detect magic on it.
Okay.
But like on accident. Do I feel anything of it?
Let me look at detect magic.
Here, not in detect magic, sorry, identify. I'm an idiot.
It is a magical item.
Do I know which kind of spell?
I'll tell you the name of it in the moment. Let me just confirm the name of it, because I have two variants of it.
Ooh.
This is a shard strike blade.
Oh.
Given purpose and full effort, this thing will reform itself into a singular, perfect, normal-looking blade. And thanks for the idea, Garth, because I'm stealing this from you.
I didn't want to point it out, but yeah, I told you that much.
I have another thing, the variant from it, but I'll tell you.
Oh, cool.
That's something for another time.
But
yeah,
cool.
So as you strike shit, it will leave shards inside the target. You call the shards back, and deal damage right then and there.
Okay. I would say the name of
the length of this particular type of blade would be a scimitar.
A what?
A scimitar, you uncultured swine.
I know what a scimitar is. I was just surprised.
Short strike scimitar. Come on, alliteration.
Ooh, that's a mouthful.
Yeah,
And also because I rolled for it randomly.
Fair.
It could have been a dagger. It could have been a greatsword.
that'd kind of be a dope hammer. I don't know how that would work, but
I don't know how it would work either. I'm pretty sure. I'm trying to apply this only to.
so when Kara says that, I'm like, "What? That is a pretty name for a sword." So what does it do? Besides scare other swords away.
I have an idea.
Scare other swords away.
May I see that handle, Marshall?
How far are you away when you say this?
Oh no.
I would say it as I approach you.
Okay, anything more than a couple feet, and I toss it to you.
like an underhand toss or like a going knife.
It's Marshall.
He's trying to go for it, man.
I'll try and catch it.
Roll a hit, I guess, Marshall, with like an improvised dexterity weapon.
Roll 20!
Oh, this encounter just gave me a great idea. Oh,
So this would be -2. It's
Oh my god, I knew it. I knew
Who
it.
cares if it's -2?
So
You lose a hand, man. I'm so sorry.
I'm pretty sure that beats your AC.
Yes, it does.
Yes, it does.
You have a hilt embedded in your torso.
My AC is
so
20.
the damage would be -2 as well.
yes.
Because that
yes,
uses
that's
strength.
dexterity.
Yeah, so it would be 11 instead of 13. I mean, you deliver it to Aldrich in fair quick time. Aldrich, you do feel it sink into your upper left arm.
Oh!
Oh.
Shit.
Yeah, to give you an example of what the hilt looks like, it's like a... if you play Shadow of Mordor...
Oh, that cool
Shadow,
dagger?
Yeah, the dagger, like the original dagger.
The broken blade dagger.
Yeah, the broken blade dagger. Well, I'm looking it up right now. Everyone has the picture of it at its badass. Well, I don't need that shit. Okay, there we go. Yeah, so it looks like it's smaller than because that was originally a long sword, but so it's a bit smaller than that. But it is basically like that. It looks like just someone broke the blade and then just sort of chucked the handle with some of the blade still intact on it onto the altarpiece, and obviously the blade is what it sticks into your arm.
Ooh.
I will.
Can he duelist dance that?
Oh.
Yeah, maybe I can.
Actually, no, he can't.
Oh yeah, right.
Because Duelist Dance, like, there's two reasons for this. There's one is that the illusion of Duelist Dance is that it shatters the blade, but this blade is already shattered.
Ah, interesting.
Yeah, so no, he can't.
Fair.
Also, isn't it limited to melee attacks?
Yes, it is limited to melee attacks.
I will pull the hilt out of my stone form arm.
No!
There's some gory, fleshy sounds accompanying the scraping of metal versus stone. Just
I gotta think it's a situation where Marshall just like throws it to you without looking and goes to look at the altar.
He doesn't even
I
care.
just sent
you see that? I'm sorry, go on.
I just sent a message to Dunaway like, bring the med kit. Ooh.
You guys don't
Not a
have
message.
You guys don't have a med kit.
Yeah.
She responds.
I just give Aldrich like 2 healing.
Yeah, she just says, "What med kit?" Accompanied with what happened.
I should know better. I will be more specific next time I ask. Ow.
You do notice that the pieces that were corresponding to this hilt have actually like flown off the altarpiece and onto the ground.
Can we go now?
Yeah, can I try to catch one of them when they do that?
Sure. Roll me your Roll me just a general dexterity, I guess. It's like sort of speed.
How many do I have left? Could I give Aldrich like 2 of my potions?
If you want, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, here's the thing. You guys still have hit dice. I know you guys don't get fights that often, so you don't need to use these. Just use it.
Yeah, but I wanna.
Okay, fine. Whatever, nerd.
I want to use my resources.
I want to use my resources.
I would gladly take that 10 points of healing, Garth.
Go ahead, if you want to. Like, it's on him to like choose to deliver.
Could I use my Weaver's Kit to just close the wound? Because that is a wound.
Aw.
I can't let you guys use other kits to do the shit another kid does. What's the point of having 2 separate kits at that point?
Yeah, but like, I'm not trying
to use a blacksmith to craft an urn.
I think she was more saying, could I just like aesthetically just patch up his wound, not like.
If that's what you want to do, yeah. I'm not saying it's gonna heal or.
No, I was just like, you know, heat up the blade and then just heat up the needle and just like.
I am. I
He
do
is
not
stone
want
form,
to be
so-
fussed over.
Yeah, I was to say, if you had Mason's tools, I could see the argument.
That needle is not going into my skin.
I have painter's supply.
I can paint it to look better.
We have mortar.
Yo, can we make him look like a statue?
So
That could be the ultimate disguise. Anyway, sorry.
I'm trying to decide the.
So here, what I would do if I'm holding the hilt is I would identify a low-hanging branch of some kind, and then I would, using the hilt, focus my intent on that branch and swing the hilt as if I was holding a full-length sword.
Okay. Well, first off, to Marshall, as like this happened before, as you try to catch, like grab one of these, it like slices through your palm for damage. Like it moves at like projectile speed. And Aldrich, as you sort of try to move it as if it's a normal blade, the pieces on the ground sort of, it's like repairing a broken urn. Just, and with each swing you do, like more of the pieces on the ground come back to the blade, and then the final piece hits, and then like when they rejoin the blade, there's no like crack or seam or anything visible. It's as if like it was never broken from that point on. So last piece hits the very like not the tip, but like just a bit below it. Looks like you have a normal scimitar.
So is it a scimitar or long? Long.
It's a scimitar. Shard strike scimitar.
I'll ask Vanadish what she feels about it. Like, what's her impression of it?
As you are like sort of like swinging, you turn to look at Vanadis. She's not there.
Ooh.
I hand the blade over to who's closer, Marshall or Chedemir?
Marshall's probably at the thing, and I was just handing you a thing, so probably me.
Yeah, probably.
I hand the sword over to Chedemir and say, I want nothing to do with this.
Yeah, thank you. Can we leave now?
Okay. What happened?
It cuts me off from Vanadis.
Oh, that's a bad time.
Not. Why should I roll this? I think we should put luck into your hand.
Oh no.
Roll me a luck.
Who?
You.
Oh my god, is she dead?
Haha. Haha, I'm a child.
Hey.
It's also bad for you, because 66 and well, 67, I guess, technically, and above.
Wait, what about inspiration? Could you re-roll it?
Inspirations don't work on lucks.
Okay.
Because with the logic of inspirations, your character inspires. You can't inspire luck. Until I start looking the other way, because I stopped caring. But that's not the case right now. So, Aldrich, as you, like, are handing the blade over to Chedemir, you just hear a feminine voice in your head. What's this? Sounds like Vanadis.
Is that you, Vanadis?
Vanadis?
Oh shit.
Who are you?
You're saying this like you stop like passing it over to Chenemir?
Mm-hmm.
Who are you? Where are you?
Who wants to know?
You don't see it or hear it, but you can feel it. Similar to how Vandus, like, how to say, advocates bloodlust in combat to you. That same sort of shiver down your spine, not of bloodlust, but of mirth, of joy, in a more crueler sense. It just rings down your spine. No response.
I hand the blade over to Chenemir, and once I've let it go, I tell Chenemir exactly what I heard and what I felt.
As you pass the blade over, a very staticky, shaky form reappears, and she just blinks a couple of times. Again, it seems like she doesn't even realize she was gone. Like she said, she was standing there, just invisible the whole time.
Vanadis, can you hear me?
Of course.
Thank the gods.
She gets a concerned look on her face. What happened?
When I held that blade in my hand, I heard a voice similar to yours beckon to me.
Her eyes like open wide. We should go.
Isn't the soul of Venedis split into multiple parts or something? I think you mentioned that once. That's Chenemir asking Aldrich.
Would you mind holding on to this, Garth? It's Chenemir, sorry.
Who's Garth, anyways?
Yes!
Sure. Are there more pieces to, like, different swords? Or something?
There may be.
Just like this one.
There are multiple pieces of blades, but there's no other. That's the only one.
Huh. Yeah. This is interesting. Sure.
Find another part of Vanadis, maybe?
Yeah, that's a possibility.
What if I cast Identify now on it?
You get the same thing when you cast it.
So you said it sounded like the same person. What if it's just like a different part and it was stronger, for lack of a better term? And just...
If it is, I will. If it's a threat to Vanadis, it's a threat to me, in which case it should be destroyed.
Oh boy.
Destroying magic items is quite the process. Especially one whose default state is it being destroyed. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll hold on to this then. I suppose.
Before Chenemir puts it away, can I look at it one more time with the Fadar?
Sure. Roll me wisdom.
Yes, they're saying this to it. I mean, I could hold on to it if you want. The talking sword.
Damn.
Can you hear me?
Marshall, that's why you probably shouldn't have the talking sword.
It doesn't feel any different than anything else around here.
I shake my head. I don't want to take the risk. Marshall, if this is a talking sword, depending on what kind of sword, it could ask very dangerous prices of you for wielding it. Bear that in mind.
Just kind of looks blank. Is true sword?
You ask your blade. No response.
Think of it like this. Do you remember how Vanadis and I fought together? Now imagine a weapon that does the opposite. It takes power from you to become more lethal. It makes you weaker, so it can become stronger.
Any of this tracking, or is it just straight over your head?
But did it say talking sword?
Yes.
Are you sure it's just because you can hear metal in the stone that it's talking to you? Because no one else is here to talk.
That's a weirdly
actually
valid point, actually.
Yeah, that's actually really good.
I mean,
I'm amazed it didn't occur to me.
Yeah.
I mean, if either of you are...
Thinking emoji. Wait.
oh my god, perfect.
If you want to try it, find out. By
I
all
would love to
means.
try. Yes, I would love to try.
This can only go wrong, but sure, why not?
So you hand the short strike scimitar over to. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so you hand it to him, or Chadamir hands it to him.
Yeah, here we go.
So you realize now it has a much better weight to it. You now know why things make sense for it now. It does not talk to you though.
Poke it. Come on, talk to me.
It's like a kid.
It might take time, Marshall. Maybe it doesn't want to talk right now.
Maybe you want to cut something or kill it?
I love more.
Do you want me to hold on to it until it starts talking so you can talk to it then?
Just kind of put it to my forearm. Maybe?
Marshall, you should have got yourself.
Just slices it.
Stabby, stabby.
Nothing happens.
Oh boy.
Okay, what happened? What did I miss?
We gave Marshall the sword, which is probably a bad idea. He's threatening to cut his arm.
He's desperately trying to get it to talk. It is
Okay.
not talking.
Hold on, I need to quick you all for a second.
Oh. Well. Oh, they're back.
Sorry, they were just being a bitch about it. Okay.
So, what do you guys do in face of the now not talking sword?
The sword talked?
Oh, you missed that.
Oh, you missed that entire bit.
Alright, someone explain it.
Essentially, when Aldrich held the sword, Venedis disappeared, and a voice that sounded...
No, I know that part.
Oh, that part.
And then
Yeah,
you-
that's
then-
when it talked.
That's it.
Okay, then I didn't miss anything.
Yes, basically.
Good.
Find them. Get back on.